Besides his vibrant music career, Ted Nugent has a compelling private life that includes an intense passion for off-road racing. As we pull back the curtain on his little-known hobby, we'll also delve into his enviable car collection, as well as taking a look at his life and career. Facts Verse presents, at 74 years old, this is the car Ted Nugent drives. Ted's off-road racing past. While most people know Ted Nugent as an influential rock musician or as a sort of redneck icon, it turns out he isn't just all about music and mayhem. He's also had a stint as a professional off-road truck racer. A photograph captured in July of 1980 by photographer Randy Rasmussen features Nugent with what's identified as a state-of-the-art heavy-duty four-wheel drive, a second-generation K5 Chevy Blazer equipped with some impressively large tires and a side-exit exhaust. The image was taken just before a desert race in the LA area. It's challenging to find much info on Nugent's successes in off-road racing, but he did mention in an ESPN The Magazine interview with Thomas Neumann that he raced professionally for, quote, probably a dozen years. He candidly shared the excitement and challenges he faced during that race, from checking out the changing terrain to the blistering heat to the wild high-speed moments. In Nugent's own words, quote, I remember I actually put the pedal to the metal. The real master racers will tell you that to finish is quite a win unto itself, and I finished most of them. Nugent's pride and joy. Ted Nugent's passion for rock music is equally matched by his love for a particular off-road vehicle, the iconic Ford Bronco. His affair with the Ford Bronco dates back to September 1st, 1973. It was then he embarked on a trip to the Rocky Mountains of western Colorado for a hunting adventure, armed with his Bear Kodiak recurve bow, a quiver of arrows, and a .44 Magnum, as well as his 1970 Ford Bronco loaded with survival gear. The Ford Bronco, as Nugent later put it, was his pride and joy. It wasn't just any vehicle, it was equipped with 3 on the tree, a 302 V8, and a worn winch up front. Nugent ensured it was always ready for whatever Mother Nature might throw his way, outfitting it with a swing-away spare tire on the rear bumper, spare gas cans, rope, tow strap, chains, a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, and other necessary tools and equipment. More than just a vehicle, his Ford Bronco was a companion, a vital part of his hunting adventures, helping him to connect with the great spirit of the wild, something he's always been drawn to. The Bronco not only served him well on the road less traveled, but also helped him push his spirit of adventure to the limit. He credits his keen knowledge of the Bronco's limits for never leaving him stranded far from civilization. His original 1970 Ford Bronco was just the beginning of Nugent's love affair with the model. His collection over the years included a 75 Bronco, a 76 Bronco, a 79, a 74, an 82, a 68, a 71, and his current 69 and rebuilt 74 Broncos. When Ford brought back the Bronco in 2020 with a completely redesigned version, Nugent was as excited as ever. Still, he sees something very special in the early Broncos from 1966 through 77 and onwards to the full-size Bronco from 1978 to 96. Nugent's impressive vehicle collection. Nugent has several other vehicles in his collection that he's incredibly proud of. Perhaps one of his top favorites is his custom-made 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, a monstrous beast he rates 20 on a scale of 1 to 10, sporting a personalized plaque under the hood that reads custom made for the Motor City Madman. This Hellcat truly embodies Nugent's love for power and speed. The car is packed with what he terms as too much power, a feature he unashamedly enjoys when overtaking slow-moving cars on the highway. In addition to the Challenger Hellcat, Nugent also boasts an array of American-made vehicles. A self-proclaimed American iron guy, his collection includes Chevys, Mopars, and Fords, the only exception being a BMW bought for his wife. If Nugent had a daily driver, it might be his Polaris that he uses for his hunting expeditions. But on paved roads, his Challenger Hellcat takes the spotlight. He once humorously compared the Hellcat to a Gibson Birdland electric guitar, attributing his admiration for the car to its sheer power and drivability. In his collection, Nugent also has several trucks, including 5 pickups. Among his favorites is the 2000 Ford F-250 Super Duty, a reliable workhorse that helps Nugent carry firewood and critters around his ranch. This vehicle, boasting a 6-inch lift and 37-inch BF Goodrich mud terrain tires, is no doubt a reflection of his active and outdoor lifestyle. Another standout vehicle in his collection is his 2018 Cadillac Escalade. Used mainly for family outings and charity work, the Escalade is a spacious and powerful ride that Nugent enjoys driving when he's with his kids and grandkids. Interestingly, Nugent also occasionally drives his wife's 2012 BMW 640i. Although it deviates from his penchant for American-made vehicles, Nugent appreciates the BMW for its handling, performance, and the fun driving experience it offers. Always prepared. Let's take a look at the varied collection of items that Ted Nugent keeps in his daily ride. First up, there's a guitar, seasoned from constant use, a gift from his manager, Doug Banker. This guitar symbolizes Nugent's persistent rock star persona even well into his 70s. Nugent's love for nature and hunting is evident from the hunting trophies he keeps, including an 8-point white-tailed deer head. More than just being symbols of clout, these trophies are also reminders of Ted's dedication to charitable causes, as he contributes annually to the Hunters for the Hungry program, donating his game meat to those in need. Also found in his truck is Nugent's personal collection of arrows from the Ted Nugent Signature Series, indicative of his affinity for archery. Nugent, a known firearm enthusiast, carries an M16 variant in his truck. This firearm has been used to control invasive species on his property, like hogs and coyotes. Ready for use, a case of ammunition is always at hand. Beyond hunting, Nugent uses his ammo during charity events, teaching shooting fundamentals to kids and military personnel. He's prepared for any situation with a comprehensive survival kit, which includes first aid supplies and a fire starter. He also carries his own brand of ammunition, prominently featuring his likeness on the box, in his truck at all times. Practical items like electric and gas chainsaws are also a part of his collection. He uses these for tasks like planting trees and splitting firewood on his property. A large supply of Swamp Donkey, a nutritional supplement for deer, can also be found, showing his efforts to maintain a balanced ecosystem on his ranch. Finally, there's a .22 semi-auto, a firearm belonging to his son Rocco. It's part of a Christmas tradition where every family member receives a firearm, a reflection of Nugent's passion for hunting and the outdoors. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think of Ted Nugent's car collection? Let us know in the comments section below.